I'm making this video today because I saw a really interesting post from Mark Smith on LinkedIn. And I'll put a link below so you can follow him on LinkedIn if you'd like. But this post was about a man that he knew that had had a job for 13 years and that had won about 75 awards from his company. After winning all these awards and doing all these things, you think that he would have the company that he worked with would have some loyalty, but they didn't. Unfortunately, they let him go. He said that it was really hard for him because he felt down and out and had to present himself to new companies at a low point in his life. Now, I really feel for this guy. I've kind of been in the same situation myself, and I think that managers can improve when they hire people. They can improve the process and try to look past certain things and look at people's performance in order to make better decisions. Mark's post was about how managers need to step it up and do that. And I don't disagree with that. What I do think we should do though in 2018 is have an emergency networking fund. Now, what is an emergency networking fund? Well, an emergency fund is a fund that's about $1,000 to 6 months of your expenses. So that could be $1,000 to 30 to 60, depending on how much money you make and how much money you'd like to spend, right? So that's an emergency fund. And typically you only spend an emergency fund when you're in an emergency. So you lost your job, you lost your house, there's a hurricane, an earthquake, you don't have sufficient insurance, you have medical bills, things like that. That's what an emergency fund is for. Networking is just meeting with other people and seeing what their needs are and you explaining what your needs are and having a reciprocal exchange of ideas and or people within your network. Right? That's the simple concept of networking. You can go to networking events. You can simply go up to people and shake their hand. There's different ways that you can network. Now, to bring these two things together, an emergency networking fund is where you invest your time and energy into helping other people, especially when they're out of work, get jobs. So over the past couple of years, I've helped about 3 or 4 people either up their job career or get brand new jobs. And that's something I want to increase. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm networking actively with other people. I want to deposit into my emergency networking fund each and every month so that if I were ever to be in this situation, like the man's situation that I just explained, I could withdraw from. How much are you going to be loyal to someone else if they've helped you land a role? I feel like if someone helped me land a role, I'd bend over backwards for them, right? I still think that you need to be the most qualified person possible. But what we found, just like in this person's story, is they are very qualified, but it sounds like they're having a hard time presenting themselves to other people. Now, if you were new hiring managers or you knew people within companies that you've helped get jobs or land their roles there, I think if you explain to them, hey, this is a really hard time in my life, maybe you can help me out. You know who I am. Can you help me get past, some of these barriers and help me to land a role here? I'll be an invaluable asset to the company. Now, that's why you need an emergency networking fund. So here are the 3 keys to deposit successfully into your emergency networking fund. Number 1 is to network. Go out and meet other people. Meet other people at the store, go to networking events, meet people wherever. I don't care where you meet people, just go meet and talk to them. Number 2 is to understand other people's needs first and go and fulfill those needs. So it's kind of the principle of seek first to understand. I was networking for about 10 months and I noticed that a lot of people didn't care that I needed a job at the time because I haven't put money away and really made a deep connection with someone else. I was asking, I was taking before I was giving. So you need to seek first to understand and then go and act and help other people land roles, okay? Number 3 is to keep doing it consistently. I want you to look forward 5 years from now and imagine that you put away 1 deposit each month. And by deposit, I mean you've helped someone land a role or been in some way helpful to another person in their career. So I'd love to hear your comments. Why do you think that you need an emergency networking fund? And what are some other ways that you can add to your emergency networking fund? I'd love for you to see my other content, so please subscribe. Also leave a link at the end to another video that I've created so you can check that out too. out in the open, you will have 60 people within your network that you helped land jobs. You will have 60 people within your network that you have helped land a job.